Hello, good morning. Today I wish to discuss with you and let you know that how I feel about Uttarakhand floods and its management. The National Disaster Management Committee is actually a disaster. It's such a disastrous mismanagement of a natural calamity that today, when we look back on 16th, 17th, 18th, which has happened in Uttarakhand, till date, and today we sit on 29th of June, and we still have no understanding of what is happening at Uttarakhand. In fact, we don't have statistics of how many people are lost, how many people have lost their lives, how many people have been found, and how many people are injured, where are they from, which states. I mean, there is no understanding, there is no preparedness, there is no data, and this is the state of affairs of the central government of India. Now, we pay taxes to make sure that we are taken care of, and the elected governments take care of us. But my dear friends, India, after 68 years of independence, today continues to say that we are learning from each calamity, each disaster. And I personally believe no one in this government is learning, because it is individuals who are trying to get the job done, not the system. There is no system. There is no disaster management system. And who is responsible for disaster management system? Is it politicians who are unemployed, who have been employed to play that role of disaster management heads? Do they have accountability? Do they have an organization? Does it actually function in real time? And is there anybody accountable for the mismanagement which has happened in Uttarakhand floods? Do they have any system of escalation? If the disaster, are there any levels of disasters? Are there any grading of disasters? Do they have an ability to predict what would happen, what would be the damage? Forget about prediction. Can they actually estimate the loss even today? So it's very ironic, and it is not to politicize. I mean, whenever people say that people play politics over floods, I beg to disagree, because what is politics all about? Politics is about people, the governance of people, the responsibility and accountability of the elected governments towards its people. And if they don't do their job, don't you think the political party should take it up as an agenda to question this government? And if we do, does it become politicizing floods? BJP condemns the disastrous mismanagement of the Uttarakhand floods. We demand a white paper on the entire episode of what has actually happened, how did it happen, who's responsible. When I say who's responsible, it is also a man-made disaster. Who's responsible for selling off large chunks of hilly regions? Who's responsible for giving permissions for idle projects left, right and center? Who are blocking the natural river flows? And why did this calamity actually happen? And when the roads to Uttarakhand and to Chardham has been built ages ago, has anybody taken any estimate of the life of the roads and the soil beneath it? Can it hold the kind of increased pressure on the roads? The amount of traffic which has increased over the last 10 years to Chardham, has the government taken any estimate, any calculation, any judgment on whether these roads will hold up? If there is a rain, if there is a cloud burst, will they have landslides? And if they have landslides, what would be the damage? I think I'm asking too many questions. My dear friends, this is just a video to let you know that it is very, very hurtful to see that thousands and thousands have lost their lives just by being a pilgrim, somebody who wanted to go and pray to the God, and who want to visit this Chardham and get spiritual benefit out of it, and they have lost their lives just like that, in a whiff. And this government till today has not accounted for the number of deaths. Forget about taking care of the people who are injured and who are lost. And whatever is being done by the great armed forces of our nation. of course, on the call of the government, but they have lost their lives. 20 great soldiers have lost their life in the process of salvaging the lost and the dead. And my condolences and my heartfelt gratitude for the Army of India and the Air Force of India for having been so service oriented in this aspect of great disaster and great tragedy which we are going through. We once again demand the Government of India to come clean with the failure and who is accountable for the mismanagement of the disaster relief, and who should be held responsible in the coming months, because the monsoon is just setting off, and what are their plans and what are their learnings. We want it in a document format so that we can understand whether there is any preparedness and readiness for future disasters of this kind. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me and our perspective of what is happening in Uttarakhand, and have a wonderful day.